The Big Call with Bruce, Thursday, December 15, 2016, Intel only. From Bruce, welcome everybody wherever you tuned into. Excited you are here. We had over 600 requests from the financial community, which most were international. We are in a very proximate place right now. In fact, we have certain things we are going to talk about. We are in a place where we want to be right now. This may sound like a broken record. Even though we had a lot of information Tuesday, tonight we have more information that came to us. Most of today was very quiet. It seemed unusually quiet for a Thursday. When that happens, when it gets quiet, it usually is a good sign. That is where we were today, except for a few exceptions. December 15th is normally a day that the United Nations operational rates would change. There was a notification on the UN operational website said there would be no middle of the month rate changes made, but they would have a change for the rate showing on December 29th effective December 31st. This was on the rate page of the UN operational rate site. First time they ever said this. They have never done that before. We found out today that the IMF website page for currencies and their various rates, all those rates disappeared today except the 5 currency that make up the SDR basket, the special drawing right basket. Those were the only rates shown or discussed on that page. For the other currency to fall away and come off told us it might be very significant. Something as that, I took it as very good news. Another thing, we heard that certain agencies are on lockdown. Certain sources inside of some of the banks are still very dark, very quiet. We are not getting much information from people tied to this information. That is too a good sign. In Iraq, this is from speaking from people inside government of Iraq. They are celebrating, hugging, and kissing today because we have heard that the United States has recognized Iraq again as an international tradable currency. We have evidence this is true and is here. The true international rate or screen rate has not quite populated to the screens. We heard the rate on one of the screens on one of the banks. I call it a starter rate. A rate that is real and not at 1160 type rate for the dinar, but a real rate that be a starter rate, I would call it. I believe it is telling us it is a placeholder, one that could have been utilized to do a low rate of exchange compared to the actual value we heard in Iraq. The lower denominations were simulated in all the provinces' ATM machines on December 9th and 10th of this month. I have to believe, even though I don't know for fact, that the lower denominations are in the hands of the people. I knew they were available inside the banks and now in the ATMs. There are goods and services purchased at a much higher in-country international rate than what we have heard before. This is evident when you do the math and calculate the rate, and it is coming up consistently where we thought it was. Whether the international rate on the screen reflects that, we will have to see. As far as I know, it hasn't reflected the true value of the dinar. We know in 2012 Dr. Shavaibi spoke at the International U.S. Chamber of Commerce in D.C. said at that time the dinar could support the rate of $16 in 2012. I think we don't know what the rate will actually be, but Dr. Shavaibi had total confidence of the value of the dinar. We know our dollar is asset back and the currencies around the world are asset back. We are waiting for 3 more countries for their currencies to line up to the dollar. That was occurring last night. We heard some rates were flashing on the screen, whether others were solid fix. I don't know if all solid fix or in process of populating at the time of this call. We do believe we are going to be in very close proximity to the finality of this. There is a plan to bring this out to those of us who are next, the internet group. The church groups have finished. Their equity for their exchange is due any minute. Large transactions taken place yesterday, $1/3 trillion supposed to be available for equity tomorrow. We do have quite a bit in the bond world taking place to hydrate the bond holders. Tier 4, currency and ZIM holders which consider a bond is next to go. We do believe that some groups, subgroups, and paymasters are hydrated and ready to do for their members. We are in line for essentially to start somewhat a shotgun start. By that I mean we are looking at the subgroups becoming paid out and the church groups being made liquid. They have done their paperwork for their exchanges. The internet group which we are all members of, and the prosperity packages are ready to go out. We believe the starting point for these various things are to happen almost simultaneously. Thus the so-called shotgun start. To an extent the process has been linear in terms who has gone in first and next. Tier 1, 2, and 3 and now Tier 4, the hydration access to funds going to be very close in time and about to happen the same time. That is what we call shotgun start. There is a good group of us ready to be notified. Possible notification will come and perhaps we will be privileged to receive the notification of the toll-free numbers. I will respect that honor and put that number out as required on a call, which be a recorded call or on this call live. Then we would put it out whatever means requested, whether through various blog sites, and our own website, thebigcall.net. We will not be doing a mass emailing with the number. That is what we decided not to do. I am looking forward to that notification. I have been told popular things how soon that would be coming. There have been some transaction offerings for currency such as the dinar in the country, private offering, and short offering for a period of number of hours. Because the rates offered will be superseded or highlighted by the real rate coming up shortly. I think it was a quick opportunity to get exchange in a few areas, but not many people affected by this. That type of thing was happening even today. Something offered very quickly with a short little opportunity to take advantage of. Basically we are down to the point the intel is limited in terms of the procedure. The procedure has a protocol to them. They are either paying out or getting ready to be paid out in their entirety. We are where we need to be, staying patient and looking forward our dreams being fulfilled shortly. Their intention is to have this happen for us well prior to Christmas. We are 10 days before Christmas. Their intention is to go well before Christmas Day. That is about as accurate I can get of what my understanding is where we are right now. I will not be surprised if we had a very special Friday and weekend. I wouldn't be surprised at all with that having occurred. If I think of some more things to bring to you before the call is out, I will bring additional intel at end of the call. I am excited where we are. This is coming down to the quiet before the storm. We get an indication where we are. We are looking at a positive thing to occur shortly. Keep our faith. Create a new dream or resurrect your own dream. Concentrate what you want to do and see when his thing comes through for us. Let all of us do that. I want to thank everyone for coming in tonight. Thank you for all those who called in from the financial community. I want to thank all the banks participating in this, especially the banks of the 6,800 redemption centers. Thank you all for listening from the redemption centers to the big call. I want to thank all the banks getting all ready for us. Wells Fargo, HSBC, AIIB, and the People Bank of China. Also the Canadian banks such as Royal Bank of Canada, TD Bank, and the Scotia Bank. HSBC is the main antenatal bank in charge of all this internationally. A lot of you wonder what bank I can use. I am not in the United States. Check out the Closet HSBC location or any large international bank. You should be in pretty good shape. Also thank you for the other banks we have such as B of A, Citigroup, Chase Bank, and Tier 2 and Tier 3 banks throughout the US. We are going to diversify and not put all our eggs in one basket. We will get our exchange done and diversify in few banks. I am excited of everything coming up, as many of you are too. We are all in the same category as far as that goes. I am looking forward to it just like you all are. Thank you for listening to the big call tonight. Stay tuned in terms of a possible short recorded celebration call and possibly with a toll-free number. Stay tuned for that if that occurs. Of course we will post that wherever we can. Usually we send it to Dinar Recaps, to our own site, thebigcall.net. I think there are a couple other sites Kent can send it to. Don't forget to use our site for a link to that call, and possibly the 800 number when it is posted should be on our site if we are allowed to, if we are so honored with the number. I am looking forward doing that. Tuesday call is 5 days away. A lot can happen between now and then. My impression is we probably won't be doing a call Tuesday or Thursday, but things change. We could do a call. Just stay tuned to the website if any plans do change. We will see what happens. Stay with it, stay focused. Keep your ear to the ground as far as information that comes out through the net and through our website. I appreciate everyone's faithfulness in listening. Looking forward to having a great night, and feel everyone else will also. Thank you everyone, Bob, Sue and Pastor Stephen, Kent, and all those faithful